Hello guys and welcome back. My name is David here. I am here at Casino Quest and today it's going to be a lesson about the pass line and pass line odds, type of odds you can take and what odds you can take. We're going to do a whole little bit of lesson here. It's interestingly, of all the lessons we've had, we've missed a few areas. So what we're going to do is we're going to slowly start rolling out sort of tidbit lessons for you guys so you can put it together for yourselves at home and hopefully we add to your knowledge of this fantastic game. So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to introduce the pass line. If you don't know the pass line by now, you may want to scroll back and start looking at some of our older videos. But as you know, pass line 7-11 wins, 2-3-12 loses. On the come out roll, any other number becomes your point. And that's the point of this lesson. We're going to get to that and we're going to talk about the odds and what odds you can take. We're going to also talk about the come bet because the come bet obviously has a direct relationship to the pass line, being that it's the next game. So your pass line is essentially your main game. Game one follows the puck, and then the come bet is your second or third game or next game, whatever the next game is, correct? Okay, so what we're going to do is we're slowly going to introduce each point as we go, and we're going to explain sort of how the pass line works and the odds that you can take based on various rules that casinos have. So the average casino here in Las Vegas has what's called 3, 4, 5 times odds, and that means you can take 3 times odds on the 4 and 10, 4 times odds on the 5 and 9, 5 times odds on the 6 and 8. So what does that mean exactly? That means that for whatever you bet on the pass line, if the point is 4 or 10, you can take 3 times your bet in back, okay? So 5 will get you 15, or 1 chip will get you 3 red chips. 1 red chip gets you 3 red chips. One of the things that I like to do is I like to get people away from the math, right? The math can be a little tricky with dice, especially as you scale bets. So what we do is we try to educate our students to work with the colors and the units. If you focus on the colors and the units, then once you start getting into sort of bigger numbers and bigger colors, it's not as intimidating. So the points 4 and 10 are related, right? The same odds, the same payouts, this type of thing, 4 and 10. Same thing with the 5 and 9 and the 6 and 8. If the point is 5 or 9, you can take 4 chips in back for every 1 chip you have on the pass line, okay? 4 times odds, all right? If the point is 6 or 8, you can take 5 chips in back, okay? Or for every red, we'll get you a green. So let's say if you have 1 red, you could take 1 green. If you have 2 red, you can take 2 green, and so forth. So if you have 3 red, guess what? You can take 3 green in back, or 75, all right? By the way, every dollar will get you a red, okay, in odds, right? Because it's 5 to 1, all right? 5 to 1 as far as the 5 times is what the amount you could take for odds. We have people, maybe someone bets $17 on the pass line. What's the maximum odds they can take? Well, guess what? There's 3 red, so I can take 3 green, and there's 2 white, so I can take 2 red. It's very simple. Now I'm spreading them out, splashing them like that so you guys can see it, but that's it. So it's very easy. You don't need to know that it's $85. It's 3 green and 2 red. That's the correct answer. That's all anybody cares, okay? I'll get to how these are paid. I'm going to make it real simple, especially for those of you at home that like to have your own games. We had a couple today that are Patreon fans of ours. They're fantastic. He built a rig for himself, and he's sort of working out how the bets get paid, and he works through he evolves his own systems and this kind of thing and strategies. So it's very useful to sort of have this down, get over what the odds pay, make it as simple as possible so you can really work on the strategies, really focus on how you want to play the game. Okay. Back to the 4 and 10, all right? Let's talk about the pass line first. The pass line, as you know, or hope maybe you know, is a contract bet. So whatever money you have the pass line, once a point is established, okay, the pass line is a contract bet. What that means is you can't reduce the pass line. You can't pick it up and go to the bathroom or leave the game. You cannot reduce this bet. Now you can, believe it or not, you can add to this bet, okay? You can walk, by the way, you can walk up to the table, points 10, and you can put $10 right on the pass line. It's not a smart bet, obviously, because the odds are against you, but the casino loves it. Now, if you have a good dealer and they're all about customer service, the dealer might say, hey, you know what, I'm going to put it on the line for you. That's a better bet for you. When they push the bet off of the line and they make it a place bet on the line, that's what that's called, a place bet on the line. Now it pays 9 to 5. It pays what a place bet would pay. So if you do walk up to a table and the point's established, let's say the point is 9, for example, instead of putting your money on the line and creating a contract bet, because that money, if it wins, is only going to pay even money. So you don't want even money. Nobody wants even money. Everybody wants to get paid a bonus, right? To get a bonus, all you do is put it on the line like this. So the line, and that's called taking a place bet on the line, and that's so that if you can bet after the fact and still merit a bonus. Okay, moving on. All right, so here we go. The points for 10. We're going to pretend we have $5 on the line, and that means it's a $5 game. So you have to bet $5. A $10 game, you'd have to bet $10. A $15 game, you'd have to start with $15, and so forth and so on. Okay, so the point is now 10. We'll say that the dice are rolled, points now 10. So again, we could take every one red chip every one red chip can take 3 red chips in back. Okay, 3 red chips in back. Here we have $10 flat. Okay, what does that mean? I could take 6 red chips. Okay, or $30. Next we have 15. Okay, now we can take $45 odds. Okay, or 9 red chips. So 3 for every one that we have. So 9 red chips, which would be $45. Okay. So what do the odds pay? The odds pay 2 to 1 and back. The flat bet on the pass line always pays even money. Doesn't matter how much you bet or how little you bet, always pays even money. But the back bet, the shoes or the odds are the shoes as we sometimes call them, pays 2 to 1 on the 4 and 10. Now interestingly, when you bet the pass line, by adding money to the odds, sort of increases your opportunity to win. You're taking advantage of the odds. It increases your opportunity to win on the table. Whereas if you're betting on the don't pass bar, which we won't get into, you're sort of giving away your advantage by taking a lay, by betting more to win less, okay? And by the way, this is the best bet in the house because it pays exactly what it's supposed to pay. The casino, there's no VIG, there's no take back. It pays exactly what it's supposed to pay. And essentially it is taking the odds on a dice game is the best bet in the house, okay? All right, so it pays 2 to 1. So here is an interesting thing. So 15, okay, so it pays 2 to 1 and back. So let me do this the long way. So 15 pays 30, pays 30. One stack gets 2 stacks, okay? And then this pays even money. Interestingly, another way to look at it is if you always take the max odds on a 3, 4, 5 times game, it's 7 times the flat bet is the total amount of money that you'll get paid for the bet. In this case, you're getting 30 and 5, or 7 times 5 is 35, right? This works on every single number, by the way, on a 3, 4, 5 table. If you take max odds, okay, it's 7 times the flat is the total that you would get paid. And so that's a good way to sort of keep the dealer on their toes and make sure that you're getting the right amount of money. I tell all of our players, listen, make sure you know what this game pays, at least approximately, because dealers are not perfect. They will make mistakes. They'll forget to give you a red or a green or whatever the case is. So know where you are on the table, where your money is placed on the game, and how much these bets pay, okay? All right, so I'm gonna give myself a little room here. All right, so here we go. 1 stack, if another 10 were to roll, 1 stack and back gets 2 stacks. So 30 and 5, total is $35, all right? 30 and 5 there, okay? 30, okay, or 2 stacks of 30 in back, right? And 10 is $70. 7 times 10 is $70. Now a dealer would just stack this up, and 60 and 10, $70, okay? Here, let's do this, okay? So here, we're gonna go 60 in back and 10 in front. So 45, guess what? 45 gets $90 and 15 up front, which 7 times 15 is 105. So 105 would be the total. It works on every number. So there, 2 to 1 in back and even money in front, okay? Now the next thing we're gonna do is we're gonna take back these odds and these payouts. We're gonna reset all this. Oops, oops. Now we're gonna work with the come bets. I'm going to start showing you, we're going to put this all together. I'm going to start showing you the relationship on each number now that we have, okay, so here's a point of 10. Let's say we have 5 odds on the line. We can take $15. We have $5 flat on the line. We can take $15 odds. If we want to bet on the next number, start a new game, we put whatever we want in the come, right? So by starting your next game, that means in the come, we want 7-11 to win, 2, 3, 12 loses, any other number becomes the point. So let's say 9 is our point, right? So we have 3, 4, 5 times odds. Again, if I'm the player, I'm making sure the dealer is putting me in my correct position so I can follow my money. And now that'll be up to the dealer. You can ask, okay, which is my position? Where is my money going? Is it going here? It's going here. Where is my money? So that you can keep track. So you know what numbers you have and what numbers you have that need odds, that type of thing, okay? So if the number is 5 or 9, we can now take 4 times, okay? Every one chip can get 4 odds, okay? Now these odds on the 5 and 9 pay 3 for every 2. I have 2 units of 2, which is 4. So each unit, if it gets paid, will get 3, okay? All right? So there you go. Now, when we take odds on a bet, all we want to do is we put our odds right in front of us, and then we go ahead and we take those odds. The dealer will take those odds and put them right on your bet based on their position on the table, right? So some people, when they're come bet, if I have other players at the table, okay, some players will put their odds just like that. They'll sort of heel it right onto their bet, and then the dealer can take the come bet with the odds and move them on together onto the number. Very nice, very easy, okay? So the 4 and 10, again, 3 times our flat bet. Now we have a new game on 9. We can take 4 times our flat bet for odds, okay? Let's say we start yet another game, okay, here in the come. We're going to bring that on, and guess what? We can take 5 times our odds, or 5 red for every 1 red, okay? But 5 red, as we know, is also 1 green, $25. So every red gets a green, okay? Every white gets a red, right? 1 white, this is the equivalent of 5 white, all right? So let's say, for example, this bet, we had $6 coming, okay? We had $6 in the come. It went on the 8, okay? We could take 1 green and 1 red. Every red gets a green, every white gets a red, and that would be the max odds, all right? And guess what that's gonna pay? That's gonna pay total 6 times 7, $42. We don't even have to work it out any other way. Well, we don't have to try to figure out what this pays. We know if we take max odds on a flat bet on a 3, 4, 5 table, it's always 7 times your flat bet is the total that it's paid. Okay. I realize I'm going quickly, and you guys might have to scroll this back a little bit, but this is for a little bit more advanced player to kind of get a grasp of the odds and what they pay. And there we go. All right. So on the odds on the 6 and 8, it's very simple. It's 6 to 5. Every 5 gets 6. Okay. Now what does that mean, right? Every green gets a red. So this 25 gets paid 30. Every green gets a red. Every red gets a white. Every 5, and so this is the payout, right? Now, do we know it's $36? Sure, okay, 30 and 6, 36. Or we can just put it together. This is the correct answer. Every green gets a red, every red gets a white when we pay the odds on the 6 and 8. And then, of course, you have the $6 flat, okay, if this bet was going to win. So 36 and 6 is 42, or 7 times 6, $42, okay? You remember when I said every red gets a green, every white gets a red, okay? Same thing with the payoff, because it's 6 to 5. Every red gets a white, every green gets a red, right? This is the payoff on the odds, and then this is a flat bet. If I stack all this up, it's $42. It's the correct answer. So what do we have here? We have a game on 10, we have a game on 8, and we have a game on 9. So we're only working with these 3 numbers because we know that these other 3 numbers are related to these 3 numbers, all right? So we don't have to go down and replicate. All right, so here it is. We're looking for a 10. If the 10 hits, we get paid 2 to 1 in back and single money up front, right? If the 10 were to roll. If the 9 hits, the dealer would take his inside hand, okay? Well, first we're gonna cut out the payout. So we have $20 for odds and $5 flat. So $20 blackjack is how we sort of, $20 blackjack pays $30, right? 20 pays 30. Or every 2 red gets 3 red, okay? So we have 2 groups of 2. So that would be 2 groups of 3, which is $30, right? Plus the fat bet is $35. 7 times 5 is $35. So we're going to come out from our stack, right? We're going to stack this up. That's $35 with our outside hand. With our inside hand, we're going to move the come bet off, and we're going to put that right there in the come, and we're going to say, congratulations, sir. You win $35. There's your come bet. And that's what they call paying the come bet off, all right? So again, let's roll this back real quick, okay? We have a $5 flat bet with $20 odds. The 20 plays blackjack. $5 flat, $35. We're going to collect it with our outside hand, with our inside hand. We're going to move the bet off. And there you go. We pay that person off, put it right in front of them. Now, if we're a full service dealer, guess what we're going to do? We're going to hand it off and say, excuse me, sir or ma'am, would you like $5 coming? Maybe they want $10 coming. We're going to leave them with a new come bet, okay? All right. Let's reset here, and let's go to the 8. If the 8 were to hit, since we already figured that out, or we know they took max odds, and they have $6 flat, so guess what? That pays $42. So we're going to do that. We're going to put out $42. We're going to stack it up with our outside hand. With our inside hand, we're going to pull the come bet off, and there you go. Congratulations, sir. You win $42. Now, they had $6 coming, so we may want to leave them 6, but hey, you know what? They're in full stroke mode. They want to go to $12 come bet. Fantastic, sir. Thank you for stopping by. Here's your $12 come bet, and we look forward to servicing you the next roll. Okay, now let's pretend it's another 8. Another 8 is rolled, and we have a $12 come bet, all right? Now, interestingly, as a dealer, we pull this bet on with our inside hand. We have $12 coming, but guess what? We already figured out the max odds in a 3, 4, 5 table, right? Every red gets a green. Every white gets a red for odds. So guess what? You can tell the player, or you as a player can say, hey, I want max odds, 2 green, 2 red, and there you go, 2 green, 2 red. You already know that. You know that because a red gets a green, a white gets a red. Guess what this is going to pay? When you go back to paying it, we have a $12 flat bet and $60 odds. Every red gets a white for a payout, right? 6 to 5, okay? Every green gets a red, okay? Every green gets a red, and then you get $12 on the flat side, right? Do we know how much money is it, or do we care? Okay, we do know because we know that 7 times 12 is $84. And we happen to have $84 here. But we don't even need to know that answer because it is the correct answer. We stack all this up. If the 8 were to hit again, and outside hand, here's your payoff. Inside hand, there's a bet. Congratulations. How much would you like to leave? Because we're a full service dealer. Like, you know what? I want to leave $13, David. $13, lucky 13 coming in. And there you go. There's $13 still left in the come. And boom, you got a working bet. All right? So there's a small introduction to come bets that hopefully will get you started. I know we'll clarify it. We'll come up with some little better lesson plan, but that's a small introduction to pass line odds and come bet odds and some of the dealer functionality or mechanics. All right. So thank you very much, guys. I look forward to talking to you soon, and we welcome you, of course, to CasinoQuest.biz anytime you get a chance. We have some pretty active forums there. So have a great day. Take care. Bye.
What's going on, guys? It's Alex here. We just finished recording our 12-minute challenge. We'd like to invite you guys, anyone that's interested in coming down, you don't have to pay or anything like that. Just come down, join our Discord link, and also join us on Twitch. We stream 4 days a week, live blackjack, live craps, live carnival games. Hope to see you soon. Bye.